This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my review of Ahsoka Season 1, Part 6, titled Far, Far Away. And as I said in a post earlier, I'm only going to be doing the review to this today because honestly, I don't feel super great and don't want to be recording for too long. My throat is also bothering me, and I think you may be able to tell that, it's not exactly the same for my typical videos. But yeah, honestly, I still wanted to review this because this was an amazing episode. If you have not watched this episode yet, it's been out for basically an hour. So if you haven't seen it yet, please don't watch this. I'm going to keep the thumbnail to this, more spoiler free, but I do have the recap, which will probably be on Thursday or Friday. I'll have it a little more spoiler filled, including, well, spoilers begin now. Grand Admiral Thrawn in that thumbnail. But for this one, I'm going to play it safe and get a thumbnail, at least for now, that is just a group shot probably of the villains and maybe Sabine. Not 100% sure, but I'm still so glad we got to see Thrawn, and so glad they didn't wait for the last episode. Lars Mikkelsen played Thrawn incredibly in this. He was super intimidating. His voice was absolutely perfect, and the look was also almost perfect. I think that I just see Thrawn always with the glowing red eyes, as they describe it in the books, and I just kind of I don't know expected there to be more of a glow to them. Although I think that might just be a description. I think that it would have been cool if it had little bit of a glow, which could have been a cool detail. But yeah, honestly, Thrawn was definitely the best part of this. I loved every moment with him. He definitely felt like the character and was honestly just played incredibly. I also think it's interesting that it seems they're heavily implying that Balin and Shin are going to be betrayed by Thrawn, Morgan Elsbeth, and the Imperials with him. I also like that Ezra hasn't fallen to the dark side and isn't with Thrawn. I think that would have been a really weak ending to this, and I'm glad they are still enemies, and the plan is to go and kill Ezra. At least, for Thrawn. And I wonder if Ezra or Sabine will die in this. It would be pretty interesting and kind of dark, but I think that could help cement Thrawn as a real threat. I think that Ahsoka is safe, especially knowing that Dave Filoni loves this character, has already brought her back twice, and it seems pretty likely we're getting a season 2 of Ahsoka. So I think that there's probably like a 50-50 chance between if they do decide to go with killing off a character, it'll either be Ezra or Sabine. Not sure which way they'll go. But yeah, honestly, this new galaxy is pretty interesting. And to have the Night Sisters tied to it. Although I think it's definitely an interesting choice. I think it kind of does make sense since they do use the Force in a different way and it helps explain how just how different they are because if you look at really everyone in Star Wars, most of the people fall in a certain category, and even Force users, they have what we consider the more traditional powers. But I think with the fact that the Night Sisters originated from a different galaxy does make a lot of sense, and I like this change in them, even though, at least from what I could remember, this isn't part of Legends where they originally debuted. And yeah, honestly, that is definitely an interesting thing. I also like how we have the more traditional white Night Sisters, obviously in terms of their skin being like fully white, and I'm assuming Morgan Elsbeth was probably adapted into or part of a different Night Sister tribe, and um, interested to see how they could explain that. And yeah, honestly, this is all really incredible because part of this was probably just Sabine's search. It's not really, it's not bad as I'm saying. It's just the weakest part because it's there's something that has to be a weakest part, and it is still solid enough, but it's just her looking around this new galaxy and planet, and eventually finding Ezra in the end. I think it is good that we now have everyone kind of where they need to be and Ahsoka approaching. And although I think a lot of people will, well, not maybe a lot, but a good amount of people will complain Ahsoka was barely in this episode, I think it is necessary because this is kind of setting everything else up. It's giving us much needed time with Thrawn, having Ezra be discovered, and we can see just everything being set up for the final two episodes, where the next one will probably involve Ezra and Sabine trying to fight off Balin and Shin, and Ahsoka trying to get to the planet. And then the last episode will see the Chimera back with the Eye of Sion and escape. And those are just my rough predictions. And I'm interested to see what happens. I think there's also a chance that the Eye of Sion actually escapes with the Chimera in the next episode, and we can see Thrawn's beginning assault on the galaxy in the finale. But yeah, honestly, I love this. I also love the time we got to see with Balin and Shin, and Balin talking about what he thinks about the Jedi Order, how he really loved the idea of it, but saw it as a really flawed organization, and how they're going to work with the pirates, which they'll probably need when it seems inevitably the Stormtroopers will turn on them. And I think that we'll actually see Balin and Shin team up with Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine. I think that, honestly, depending on what they had planned for this before, we might see Balin's death. I am not 100% sure, and obviously they couldn't have refilmed it with Ray Stevenson passing away, but he is an incredible character. I really love him in this, and I do hope they do justice to him because he was really well done. I really enjoy him in this, and I really love the performance he gave. And if he does have a great death, like I can't remember pronounce his name correctly, but Sharon from John Wick did in John Wick Chapter 4, it would be a nice tribute to the actor and the character as a whole because He truly is one of the best parts of this series. But yeah, honestly, I really just loved this. I think they did such an amazing job. It was such an incredible episode. Not my personal favorite, but I had some personal favorite moments, and as I said, Thrawn was a real highlight. I might switch the thumbnail out with this with one that would be the exact same as the recap in a few days when I eventually do upload the mm, recap of this. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of exhausted right now from doing this in one take, which I wasn't really sure I could do. And last thing I wanted to mention was I almost forgot to do this, but I think it was honestly just so weird for them to say out loud in Star Wars a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I honestly never expected that to be, said in it. And I'm not gonna say what it's for, but I was planning for that to be in one of my um, videos that I'm planning. It's like this is probably like a year or two out, depend based on how long it takes, but you'll probably completely forget about this by the time this comes out. But yeah, honestly, I was just so surprised that they would ever say that in an actual Star Wars project. Really crazy, and I kind of like that the title is Far, Far Away. But yeah, honestly, that's all I really have to say. Love this episode. Really want to know what you think. So please let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.